and in the wood yard we got rounds on the ground. We're going to put them into the vertical splitter, the Wolfe 17 VS. Put the splits into the bucket and dump them in the bin. Here we go. Today on In the Wood Yard, we've got rounds on the ground. We've got a splitter that's hungry. We're going to feed it. We're going to split all these rounds that I just pushed up over here through the VS17, the Wolfe Ridge. Through the Wolfe 17 VS into the bucket. We're going to dump the bucket in the bin. Time to get split. Here we go. So it is a spectacular day today. This afternoon I've got about 2.5 hours. So I figured might as well do some splitting. I got this wood on the ground. I'll show you what we got right here. So this pile here I just shoved up from over there. This is all stuff that got cut up a couple days ago. This stuff here is all oak that came from the old wood yard that's got to be split. And this is the rest of the tree service stuff. There's soft maples, what a lot of this is, and ash. There's some spruce over there. This is almost all soft maple. I see there's a piece of hickory right there, but pretty much soft maple. There's a piece of oak right here. But we're gonna split it up, and then we're gonna put it into a bin. So I kind of want to get this area cleaned up. That's my goal anyway, is to get all this stuff split, all that stuff split, and all this stuff split, and that. And then I've got some stuff over here that needs to be cut yet. All this tree service wood right here, there's some locust in there and some ash and some soft maple. So this here all needs to get cut up too. There's a couple logs in here, like those 3 there, 4. This one we'll put on this stack over here. Probably like 1 or 2 in here that I can run through the processor, but most of this is some big stuff here. So that's going to get all cut with the chainsaw over the next few days. So there's some big ones in there. I want to get this all cleaned up so this whole area is spick and span. That's my plan anyway. So time to get splitting. there she is, the beautiful, wonderful 17 VS Wolfe vertical splitter. It's awesome. The more I use it, the more I like it. And like I've said earlier in another video, that I was wrong. I like the log lift. When you got a big Mahamba Jamba, big Betty Lou, you got to get up there. It's kind of nice to roll it up and lift it up. I prefer just to rip them instead of fighting them, actually, the great big ones, because you got to get them to the splitter. But with the tractor, I've been pushing the pile up closer, so that helps. But I really like the log lift, believe it or not, is just for storage. Just to pile it up and then split a bunch. Now, I only did 3 buckets, that's all I had time for today. And with those 3 buckets, it's probably half of a full cord, maybe 3/4 of a full cord, I don't know, something like that. Anyways, a bunch of wood, we got more to go. Here's what's left. So we got this little bit right here to go. So I did about half of the pile that was here. I'm out of baskets, I got to get one so I can start throwing the chunks in, because there's a lot of refuse in here. But I'll finish this up, then I'll work on this, and I'll probably push all that over this way and get this done next. And then we'll work on that oak and get that done, and then that spruce back there. And then we can hit that pile right over there, get that cut up and split, and then I can do some raking and some bucketing and get the debris out of here. That's what's got to happen. I will be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. You're going to be here. I'm going to be here. Good night, everyone.